Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight we're going to present to you the Wrestling Experience. Well, tonight the Wrestling Experience is on the air, and we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk about wrestling news, and we're going to talk about Dynasty. So we got Dynasty, Dynamite, and wrestling news. It's a chunk full of information and it's a chunk full of thoughts here tonight on the wrestling experience. I want to thank you all for watching and make sure that you hit the like button and make sure that you subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. So, with all of that being said, with all of that being said, welcome to Thursday. Welcome to this mothership and welcome to the experience. Welcome to the wrestling experience. All right, everyone, and welcome back to the experience. Welcome back to the wrestling experience. My name is Oracle. Like I said, make sure that you hit the like button and, of course, you subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope everyone had a good Thursday morning. Hope you had a good Thursday afternoon, and I hope that you're resting comfortably and you are having a good Thursday evening. Well, we're gonna have a discussion now about Dynasty. Let's talk about that for a second. Dynasty took place this past Sunday night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was on pay-per-view, it was on the Amazon, and of course it was all streaming all over, including Dave and Buster's. So let's just talk about this for a second. Let's just go to this. Let's go to the 0 hour first of all. Nick Wayne and the crew. Nick Wayne and the crew took on AR Fox and Top Flight. I liked the match. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. Nick Wayne and the crew, they were trying to recruit Nick Wayne to get into the match. He finally accepted, and he paid dividends in the match as well. So I didn't have any problem with this match whatsoever. But you know something? Here's the thing that I'm kind of concerned with here, and this is just my opinion and my opinion only. Um, why is it that Top Flight is being jobbed out so many times in tag team matches? And why are they not being put in the forefront of the tag team title picture? I don't understand that. They've been around for so long in AEW, they haven't had a tag team title match as of yet. And that is my biggest concern. That is my biggest concern is that they don't have those titles. And they're not being prominent enough on television. And all you do is jobbing them out to other tag teams. I'm kind of concerned about that. I think Top Flight deserves more than that. I think that they deserve more than that. Top Flight needs to have some tag team gold around their waist at some point in time. These men have busted their behinds ever since they've been in AEW. So I don't understand why they are not in the tag team picture. Um, I don't know. I'm at a loss, Mr. Tony Khan. Nick, of course, got the finisher for the win. Russian on Andretti seemed to have some issues with Nick after the match. They did. They did have some issues. And Nick Wayne and the crew won here in this match. And like I said, the match was fine for what it was. But like I said, I'm just a little concerned with Top Flight. I am concerned that when you have something good as Top Flight is, and how they have that high flying style, excuse me, and they don't seem to have pushed the needle on them to get that tag team title match. Not sure why that is. Not 100% sure why that is, but that's something that needs to be investigated. That's something that needs to be investigated. Because here's the thing, Top Flight needs to be in the tag team picture. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Top Flight ain't taking off. No, no, they're not, Jeffrey. No, they're not. No, they're not. What's up, Jeffrey? How you doing tonight? So, Top Flight needs to be on the forefront in the tag team division. And that needs to happen quickly rather than later. AEW had so much tag teams that they don't know what they have. Yes, that's true. That is true. You don't know what you got until it's gone, like Janet Jackson would say. So I don't know. I I don't know, folks. I don't know. So so we have that going on. We have that going on. Okay. Um all right, so we have that match. So that was the match on the 0 hour. So that was the match in the 0 hour. So we have that going on. So in an entertainment level, I'm gonna give this match. I'll give this match a six. I'll be nice. I'll give the match a six for what it is, and yeah, I'll give it a six, and that's the best I can do for it at this time. I'll give this match a 6, and that's the best I can do for it. Will I want to see it again? No, no. This match should have been booked on maybe a Collision or a Dynamite, but they did it in the 0 hour, and again, I didn't have an issue with it. But I mean, well, I did have a slight issue. I'll take that back. I had a slight issue, and the way Top Flight is being booked. That's the only issue I have. Okay, all right. Let's talk about this match for a second. So we had the Max Caster challenge. Max Caster came out and he was trying to get the Philadelphia crowd on his side. It didn't happen. Who should have come out? Daddy Ass and Anthony Bowen. Daddy Ass and Anthony Bowen came out, and in quick fashion, I might add, in quick, solid fashion, Bowen defeated Max Caster in the ring. It was very nice to see Anthony Bowen's back in AEW, and it was very nice to see Billy Gunn back with him. So I thought the match was fine, but I'm just this greatest wrestler alive. I'm getting bored with it. And you know me, folks. When I get bored with something, I tune out very quickly. I do. I'm sorry. It just doesn't grab my attention anymore. So best jobber alive got put in his place by the former tag team. Yes, Jeffrey. Yep. He certainly did, if you will. That jobber got taken to the bull of the woods, if you will. Anyhow, anyhow. So on an entertainment level, I'm gonna give this match a 2. The match gets a 2, and that's the best I can do for it. Match gets a 2. So that's like I said, that's the best I can do. That is the best I can do for yeah. All right. Okay, so that was the 0 hour, folks. That was the 0 hour. All right. Let's go to the main show. And the main show, the card was stacked and packed and delighted the audience in Philly. Um, Again, the main card was not bad. I'm not going to say it was horrible. I'm not going to say it was terrible. The main card wasn't bad. The matches were solid. The matches were solid, and that's the best I can do about it. The only thing that left a sour taste, and well, there were two incidents on the main card that left me with a sour taste in my mouth. That was FTR attacking Adam Copeland, and then of course the crap that we got at the end with Moxley and the title reign. But we're gonna talk about that in a moment. Will Ospreay took on Kevin Knight. The match was a banger. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. These two men were really going at it. They wanted to be part of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and they really and truly showed their athleticism and on display to the audience. I like that catch can style, that high flying style. I thought that was fine for what it was. Um, it was a good display on both men. They did not want this to end, and they did not want one of them had to blink, and of course, Kevin took the loss against Osprey. But I'm going to tell you something. This was really good. This opening, this was really, 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 really good. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly was entertained by it. I liked the way that they did the offense moves. I really and truly had a blast calling the match. I really did. I loved it from every nuance to the beginning to the end. And it was done cleanly, it was done with professionalism, and that is what you want to see in some wrestling matches. Not every wrestling match, but in some wrestling match it would be nice for a clean finish. And we got it. We got it. Jeffrey like that. It ran its course. Yes, it did. Okay. Yeah, so um that match had to be good with two high flyers. Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight. Yes, Jeffrey. Yeah, the match, like I said, the match was fun. These two men really and truly showed what they're made of on stage when the lights are bright and the stage is big. They really and truly brought out the best in both in each other. And I loved it. I souped it up from soup to nuts, and it was just absolutely, it was great. It was great. It was great. And like I said before, I'll say it again. I had no issues with the match. No, no issues whatsoever. So on an entertainment, because I was really entertained, this match gets a 10. The match gets a 10, and that is the highest I can give it here on the entertainment level. Match gets a 10. This was a banger. This was a banger. This was a banger. And I mean, if you disagree with it, that's fine. That's fine if you disagree. That's what makes this world go around, folks. If you disagree, that's okay. I'll accept it. I'm not going to trample on your thought process. Not gonna do that. But for me, in my opinion only, the match gets a 10. Will Ospreay is really good at what he does, and I think he's going to go far in this tournament, and I really hope that he does. So, yeah, yeah, that match was good. Yeah, whichever said. That's how you start off a show hot. Yes, Jeffrey, absolutely. Yeah, that show was hot. Now that match was hot. I would agree with that. The match was hot. Match was hot. There's no doubt about that. That match was okay. All right. Let's go to something else. The Hurt Syndicate took on the Learning Tree for the AEW Tag Team titles. This match, I had really no high hopes for this match because here's the thing: we all knew, I already knew that the Hurt Syndicate was not coughing up the tag team titles. They plucked the leaves off the learning tree and made them into twigs, and we had a bonfire. We had a bonfire. They plucked the leaves off the learning tree and gave them what they deserve. And thanks to MJF, they retained the title. And then later on Dynamite this past Wednesday night, he got kicked out of the Hurt Syndicate. Or so we think. So MJF is trying to prove his loyalty to the Hurt Syndicate by using a diamond ring and then on Big Bill to retain the title. I mean, this was just I don't know what MJF is thinking. Bobby Lashley does not like MJF. He don't like him, and he don't trust him. I wouldn't trust MJF with a 10-foot pole. But the learning tree got plucked, tucked, and stuffed, and the Hurt Syndicate remained AEW Tag Team Champions. There's nothing more I can say about it. And on an entertainment level, well, it was. I mean, the match was like I said, the great nuance in the match wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible. It was all right for what it was. Um, I'm gonna give this match. I'm gonna be nice tonight. I'll give the match a 6. Match gets a 6, and that's the best I can do for it. Like I said, the Hurt Syndicate came in there, and you know what the Hurt Syndicate reminds you of? The Nation of Domination. If you all don't know who the Nation of Domination is, if you will, um, Jeff, that tree is a twig now. Yes, Jeffrey. Yes. Yeah. So So we had that match. We're going to move on from that. So that was the AEW Tag Team Champions. All right. Julia Hart took on Mercedes Moné for the Owen Hart Cup tournament on the women's side. And when Mercedes Moné came out, the pay-per-view buy went down very significantly. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just over Mercedes Moné. I'm over it. I'm over the CEO. I'm over the whole gimmick. I'm over the whole thing. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. If you all are not done, if you like it on every Wednesday night when she comes out and she keeps talking about the city she's in and she does the dance, if you like all that stuff, then that's fine. I'm not going to stamp. I'm not going to trample on your thought process. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just saying for me personally, for me, the gimmick, I'm over it. I think it's overused. It's just too much. It's overused. All those belts, all that dance. I've had enough. Um, Not gonna lie, I'm kind of over it a little too. Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm sorry. I just it's a lot to process. It's a lot. All right. The crowd was heavily behind Hart. You can tell about that. When they was able to pin her with a unique combination to advance it to yes, she did. And she defeated and Monet defeated Hart to go into the tournament. Um I mean the match was like I said, the match was fine for what it was. Will I want to see it again? Hell no. 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 The better she is in the backstage area and without a mic is good for me. It's good for me. Um, you know, Can't do a promo, and all she does is just shout out to the city she's in, and and she doesn't. And the thing is, she's hardly wrestling on AEW Dynamite, and she's the TBS champion. Why is that? Why does she get special privileges? I don't get it. Like I said, I'm over it. It's a lost cause for me. I'm sorry. It's just no bueno. It's no bueno. Bring back Sasha Banks in WWE. Can't wait for her to leave AEW in a year or two. Yeah, Jeffrey, I agree. Yep, I agree. Yep. Blame TK as to why she's booked that way. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree, Jeffrey. I agree with that assessment. I I don't know why he booked her that way, but it's annoying. It's annoying, and it's becoming like nails on a chalkboard. You just want this noise to stop. You just want the noise to stop, and it's not. So that's my feeling on it. And on entertainment, oh, I forgot to give you my and on the entertainment level, I'm gonna go below sea level. I'm gonna give this one match a two. The match gets a two. The match gets a two. And again, like I said before, I'll say it again. Uh, she is overrated. I'm sorry, but I have to use the O word, overrated. And if you don't believe me, then that's fine. If you disagree with me, that is fine. That's fine. That is fine. But for me, I she is overrated. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So that's that. Let's see what the chat. Let's see. Why Julia Hart is losing too? That's a question I need to. Yeah, that's another thing too. That's another thing too. I think Julia Hart should have went over in the match. I agree with Jeffrey. I think that she. I agree with Jeffrey's assessment. I think that she should have went over in the match. I think that she should have went over in the match, and that's my bottom line. That is my bottom line. She should have went over in the match and not give it to Mercedes. She already has a belt. She already got multiple belts. She's multiple champions over. She don't need the Owen Hart Cup tournament. She doesn't. Julia Hart has been struggling mightily and sinking in the lower and the mid card. And you would think in your infinite wisdom, in your dumb brain, this is a no-brainer. We'll make Julia Hart defeat. Now I understand you don't want to pin the champion. I get it. I understand it. I understand it. But here's the thing: she can take an L here. She don't need to the Owen Hart Cup tournament. She really doesn't. If you want me to be perfectly honest with you, she don't need it. She don't need it. She's got tons and tons and tons of championships, and that's the truth. That is the God honest truth. If they wanted Athena versus Mercedes, they should have booked that match without T this tournament. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree, Jeffrey. I agree. Book themselves in the corner. Absolutely, they did. Yep, I agree with Jeffrey's assessment all around the horn. Yep. Um. Again, like I said before, I'll say it again. It would have been good if you would have just had Mercedes go over. You just had Mercedes have Julia Hart go over Mercedes. I think that would have been so much better than what we've got here. But okay, all right. So she advanced, just like Chris Statlander advanced last night on Dynamite. We're going to talk about that as she took on Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa. Anyway, anyway. All right. The Trios Championships were up for grabs. It was Death Riders taking on the Rated R FTR. Now, here's the thing. I was wrong in this prediction. I was totally wrong in this prediction. Totally. 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 I was totally, um, I was wrong in my prediction. I said that FTR was going to break up because of Dax Harwood's behavior. That did not happen. That did not happen. The Death Riders retained the AEW Trios Championship, but what went happen afterwards was very vicious and very vile thing that FTR did to Adam Copeland at the end of the match. I mean, this was heinous. This was uncalled for. This was absolutely uncalled for. All you had to do was tell Adam Copeland we're done and left the ring, and that would have been the end of the story. But that's not what the FTR did. FTR put Adam Copeland on the shelf indefinitely with a neck injury, with a concussion, and everything else in between. Adam Copeland didn't see this coming at all. He was blindsided, and FTR attacked him, and they made sure, they made triple sure that he would never return to AEW again. This injury, these multiple injuries that happened to Adam Copeland, maybe his last straw. Maybe the doctors will tell him this is it. What Dax Harwood did and Cash Wheeler did was absolutely heinous. It was heinous. It came out of left field. I did not see this coming at all. It was a shocking moment, to say none the least, and there was more shocking things to come as the night went on. But well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But this was just I feel so bad for Adam Copeland, and now he's out indefinitely. And I mean, FTR is going to explain their actions on Collision this Saturday night in Massachusetts. And what are you going to say? What are you going to say to make it feel better or to make it look good on camera? I mean, there's nothing you could say about it. There's really nothing you could say about it. So, um, on an entertainment level, I'm going to give the match a 6. The match gets a 6 because of what happened to Adam Copeland. I was mortified when I was watching it and I was calling it. I was mortified. First, they gave him the shadow machine. First, they gave him that. Then they spike power drived him his neck, knowing he had multiple surgeries on his neck. They spike power drived him into the mat. And then concerto, concerto, concerto. Oh, how forth I call the concerto. And then he used it on him. So I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I'm bummed. We're not gonna see Adam Copeland on TV anymore for a while. I mean, at least. So um, Jeffrey said, "Book them." Oh, okay, okay. Jeffrey say anything else? And they and they could have Julia versus Mercedes in a future match. Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good. What trios titles? We never see it. I know, Jeffrey. I know. I know you don't see him, but I mean, it was on the line. It was on the line. So yeah, so the match gets a six. The match gets a six, and FTR turning on Adam Copeland. I mean, this was again, like I said, it was out of left field. It was really out of left field. I didn't see this. I didn't see this coming, and neither did Adam Copeland. So we want to wish Adam Copeland a speedy recovery. We also want to wish Kevin Owens a speedy recovery as he goes for neck surgery. He's going for neck surgery. I believe it's just, I think he already had it, or is he going for it this week or next week? But he will be out of WrestleMania and he has to go get his neck surgically repaired. So we want to wish Adam Copeland our best, and we want to wish Kevin Owens our best as both men are recovering from their injuries. Okay, all right. All right. Megan Bain taking on Timeless Tony Storm. This was absolutely great. The match was fine for what it was. Megan Bain took Tony Storm to the limit. The only thing I hated in the match was Penelope Ford's outside interference at times, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Of course, Danny Aubrey Davis was the referee, and she didn't see crap, as always, she doesn't. And this was just, it wasn't necessary for her to interfere in the match. It really wasn't. It really was not necessary to have her in the match. Wasn't necessary. So so they did that. They did that. And but all in all, Tony Storm weathered the storm, no pun intended, and she wins the match. She retains that, like I said in the prediction, she retained the AEW Women's title. Again, like I had no issues with this match. Last night, I said on Dynamite, when I was doing Dynamite last night, I said Megan Bain was doing a backstage interview with Renee Paquette, and it looked like she wrestled a bald eagle and lost, and the eagle has landed. Did you see that thing on top of her head? Oh my God. Holy cow! Holy cow! Alrighty. Anywho, anywho, it just looked like something like like the bird just got plucked out of the sky and it fell on her head. But anyway, I digress. Um, so on an entertainment level, I get a match of seven. The match gets a seven, and that's the best I can do for it at this time. That's the best I can do about it. All right. Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. The match was fantastic. Mark Briscoe was on the cusp, and what I mean on the cusp, he was so close in getting. He was so close and looked like he was going to advance in the tournament. But Kyle Fletcher had other ideas. The Proto Star had other ideas, and Mark Briscoe took Kyle Fletcher to its limit. This match was great. It had redneck kung fu in it. It had fluidity. It had flips and kicks and all kinds of nuances in the match. Anything that you wanted in the match, you got it from soup to nuts. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And I loved it. Loved the match. So on an entertainment level, I give this match a seven. The match gets a seven. The match gets a seven. I love it. I thought it was entertaining. It was great. Mark Briscoe is nothing short of sensational. When he's in the ring and he's doing his thing and he's entertaining that audience, he goes full metal to the pedals. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. So so um yeah, so that was the match. That was the match. All right. All right. Jericho, Chris Jericho, the head of the learning tree. The learning tree. The learning tree. Yes, the learning tree, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Jericho, the head of the learning tree, took on Bandito Mass versus the ROH Championship. The match was fine for what it was, but you know something? I like poetic justice booking. This was poetic justice booking, and this was served on a hot platter of I gotcha. So this was absolutely great. Jericho tried to use the baseball bat against Bandito and win the match. If it wasn't for his mom and his sister telling Aubrey Edwards, hey, at least you see this. You don't see everything else, but at least see this. And they pointed the bat that was hidden in the steel steps. So they showed Paul Turner. Turner then told the Dapper Yapper, Justin Roberts, that, hey, he used the bat. We got to restart the match. The match was restarted, and Bandito became the new ROH champion. I loved it. Jericho got what he deserved, and he got the plucking of a lifetime with that match. So I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with it. Jeffrey said FTR should be locked up for their actions. Well, and they probably will get Adam and Christian as a team. Yeah, that probably is going to happen. FTR and Adam Copeland are friends. It hurts better. It hurts better when it's close to people. Yeah, it does. That does hurt. Yeah, and they were friends, but they're no longer friends. I think that's that's true. Was gonna ask if Aubrey was the yes, she was. I told you Penelope was gonna try. Yep, you did. You called it. You absolutely did. Yeah, it was too soon for Megan to get the championship. Absolutely. Yes, Earl. Yes, you did, Earl. Last night, yes, the eagle has landed. I did say that. I did say it. The learning twigs. Yes, Jeffrey, the learning twigs. The dapper yapper. Yes, you like that? Uh, that's what they call him, the dapper yapper. So Jericho, Jericho got what he deserved at Dynasty. And getting back to that, so he did he did win. Bandito won. He kept his mask and he won the ROH championship. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. This was piping hot justice, and I loved it. I loved it. And that's it. So on an entertainment level, I'll give this match. I'll give this match a six. I'll give the match a six. And it was good for what it was. It was good for what it was. And Bandito overcame Chris Jericho's trickery. And thank God for referees' discretion. And thank God for them to restart the match because it would have been a sad case of justice if Jericho had him remove his mask, and he didn't have to. Because the luchador mask, if you all don't know luchador wrestling, luchador wrestling and their mask is very synonymous and it goes together like hand in hand. And when you take off a luchador's mask in a wrestling match, it's disrespectful. It's very disrespectful and it's distasteful for what you're doing. You're defaming the man's character and you're defaming his legacy and everything when you take that mask off. So I was so proud of Bandito's family for stepping in and saying, you know what, Jericho cheated and he should not get away with it, and he didn't. And I was glad about that. I was so beaming from ear to ear. I was beaming with pride when the match was restarted. I kept chanting, good, 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 good. And I kept chanting like that. I kept chanting it because it was good. It was good. It was good justice. I like to see that. I like to see the little guy get something and get his moment in the sun. I like to see that. I really do. I don't think a miscarriage of justice with him taking the mask off. I don't think that would have served no one. That would have served no purpose. So Bandito wins the match, wins his mask, kept his mask, and walked away with the ROH championship. Good stuff. All right. Adam Cole took on Daniel Garcia for the AEW TNT title. The match was fine. The match was all right. And I knew Adam Cole was going to win this match. I knew it. I predicted it. I called it. And it came to fruition. Adam Cole won his first singles title in AEW. And this was great. This was absolutely great. Daniel Garcia gracefully, gracefully moved over and put Adam Cole in the championship pay window. And this was great. And they had a show of sportsmanship. No outside interference. The match ended clean, and I liked it like that. I think that this was a great decision by Tony Khan to do it like this. I don't have an issue with it. And on an entertainment level, this match gets an 8. The match gets an 8. And congratulations to Adam Cole for winning the TNT Championship at Dynasty. All right. All right. Kenny Omega took on Ricka Heel, or as Jeffrey would say, Ricka Heel, and Mike Bailey. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was, but this was the match of the night for me because this was a triple threat. And Kenny Omega, when he's in a match, he's always him and Osprey are two men on the AEW roster that always do bangers. Their matches are always bangers, and this was no different. This was high flying style. This was kicks, flips, nuances, and everything else in between. You wanted it, you got it. You like that high flying stuff? Well, you got it. Let me just go to the chat and see what's going on. Okay, yeah, I got that. Yeah. What else did Jeffrey say? Yeah, no way that they were going to unmask Bandito. You absolutely right, Jeffrey. You're absolutely right. AK, how's it going? AK, yes, AK, please call me tomorrow. Please, absolutely. Hey, sir, I missed your call, Earl. I'll call you tomorrow if that's okay. Yes, AK, that's fine. That's fine. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Uh, Sorry. That's okay. That's okay, AK. That's okay. Adam Cole, baby. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, so Kenny Omega, Ricka Heel, and Mike Bailey won a triple threat match for the International Championship. The match was fine. The match was fantastic. At one point, I was kind of concerned with Mike Bailey. He kept banging his knees on the hard edge of the ring apron. I thought that was really gnarly to see that. And then they kept neutralizing his knees and everything else. I was like, oh man, Mike Bailey's gonna have to blow. He probably blew his knees out during the match, but no, he hold his own. He held his own, and he was in the match, and he was doing his moves. And I'm going to tell you something. There were things in this match that I have never seen before in a wrestling match. They were doing innovative offenses moves that I have never. I don't even. I When I was calling the match, I couldn't even tell you what it was. I mean, there was so many spots in the match that it was just absolutely innovative. The way they were thinking of things to do to each other to neutralize one opponent to make sure that nobody walked away with the title, and we had to see who blinked first. And Omega walked out of Philadelphia still the champion. But I'll tell you, this match left me breathless. This match wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted so bad. I wanted it so bad. I wanted more of it. I wanted more of it. It was so good. The match was good. The match was a thumbs up for me. And I'm going to tell you something. This was the match of the night for me. This did it for me. This did it. No doubt about it. Hands down, this did it for me. Um, and on an entertainment level, I'm gonna give this match a 10. I wish I could push it up to 11 because this match was great. This match was great. This match was great. What Jeffrey said. Yeah, we knew Kenny was gonna. Yes, yes, Jeffrey. Yes, yeah, we knew Kenny was gonna. Yes, we knew Kenny was gonna retain, and retain he did, and retain he did. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching the wrestling experience. Please make sure that you hit the like button. You hit the like button. And of course, you subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. Tell all your friends and neighbors the wrestling experience is here for you. And we're here to entertain you like nobody's business. So thank you so much for that. Um, all right. All right. We're up to the main event. The match got started at 11:50, the main event. We didn't end until after midnight. The match got underway at 11:50. Long evening of wrestling, folks, like I said. Long evening, if you will. Moxley took on Swerve Strickland. Here's the thing, folks. There is no other commentary that I can say about this match. It was laden with too much interference. Too much interference. You didn't need the Death Riders coming down there. You didn't need the Ops coming down here. But what we got in the end was absolutely mind blowing. The Young Bucks came back to AEW to screw Swerve Strickland. And this was absolutely one of the most, well, it was the most talked about thing on the internet. And the thing was is that some of the fans were souring on this. They did not like the ending. I didn't like it either. I thought that the match was going good. You know, I keep saying this and I keep mentioning this over and over again 101 million times. When you have something good like this match was, and it's going good. Why do you got to put the damn interference in it to ruin it? Why is it not? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that we have to have shenanigans? Why is that? The referee goes down. He's outside the ring. Here comes Elsie. All her friends, all the cow friends, everyone comes out the barn. Want to play. They're not supposed to be there. And it's just, whew. And then the lights go out. Strickland is about to pin Moxley to become champion. He tries to crawl to Moxley. The lights go out. The Bucks come on. EVP trigger, and that's the end of the match. Moxley retains. Moxley retains. And then he comes on Dynamite and he talks riddles again. I mean, oh my gosh, help me, I got a headache. Oh my God. I, um, you know, I don't know what to tell you, folks. As a wrestling fan, I understand that things are done, to predetermine and everything. Like I understand that, but why do you have to put shenanigans in every John Moxley match? Why is every John Moxley? Here's the thing that I don't understand. First of all, here's my argument. Here's my argument. Okay, A, the briefcase is the title's in a briefcase. Okay, that's A. B, Moxley keeps coming on television and talking about these cryptic riddles that he talks about on AEW Dynamite. I have no idea what he's talking about. Okay. C. C. Moxley says that it doesn't belong to AEW, that championship. Yes, it does. It belongs to Tony Khan and AEW. Okay. D. Why isn't Tony Khan saying anything about Moxley putting the title in a briefcase? Championship titles do not belong in briefcases. They belong on the champion that it belongs to. You want me to give you an example? Case in point, Gunther, Cody Rhodes. Do you see Gunther and Cody Rhodes coming out with a person like a Marina Shafir or anything like that? And they put the thing in a briefcase? No. Where are the champion belts? They're around the waist of the champions. And that's where they should belong, not in a briefcase. But that's just me. That's just me. Maybe you don't feel the same way I do, which is fine. But in my heart of hearts, a championship belt belongs on a champion, not in a freaking briefcase. And then number three, and then here's D. Okay, I gave you D. Here's E. The shenanigans. How are we supposed to take Moxley seriously as a champion if he don't win his matches clean? How are we supposed to look up to a champion that don't win his matches clean at all? Explain it to me. Sit me down and talk to me. How are we supposed to respect somebody who talks in riddles, puts a title in a briefcase, and don't win his matches clean? That's a champion? That's a champion. That's not my champion. No, that's not what I grew up on. I can't respect that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't respect it. As gimmick wise, and booking wise, and everything else wise, I can't respect it. I just can't. I can't respect it, and you can't change my mind on it either. I just can't respect it. I cannot respect it. And there's no tea in China that you're going to tell me that you. I mean, listen, if you respect it, if you like the way it is, and you like it the way you respect, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying my way is the highway. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is right. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're wrong and you should have no opinion. No, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. I respect opinions. I respect it. I respect opinions. But my opinion and my strong opinion, and I just gave you my evidence, is that I don't respect Moxley as a champion. I just don't. I don't respect him. I don't respect him. I just don't. I cannot look at him as a champion unless he wins his matches clean and he starts with all this riddle crap, talking riddles and putting the title in the briefcase. Then I will respect him. Until then, I don't respect Moxley. I do not respect him as a champion. I cannot take him seriously. I cannot. I just can't. I was raised on a champion putting the belt around his waist, a fighting champion. Yes, okay, if it's a heel champion, okay, maybe once in a while cheat a little bit, but not in every single match. You know what this reminds me of? Roman Reigns. This reminds me of Roman Reigns. How many times did we watch a Roman Reigns match and he had help? And then he comes on Friday Night SmackDown talking about he smashed. You didn't smash Jack. You didn't smash Jack. You had help. You called a friend. You dialed a friend, you fool. Nobody's an idiot in this room. Come on now. So I'm just saying I'm just saying what I'm feeling. I'm just giving you my rant. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing. That's the only. He's not a champ. He's not my. No, he's not. Gunther never had Imperium interfere in his match. No, no, he didn't. Nope. God awful way to end the match. Yes, it was, Jeffrey. Yes, it was. Young Bucks ran from the Death Riders. This doesn't make any sense. Yep, that's true. I seen clips of the main event, and I'm like, why? Yeah, retain if you will. I heard this match was great. Fine, yeah. Moxley is going on his Roman run. Yep, yep. I agree. And again, like I said before, I'll say it again. I don't respect Moxley as a champion. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Just, I'm just giving you my rant. I'm just giving you my rant. I can't, I can't drive that. I can't get on that train. I'm sorry. I just, I'm sorry, but not sorry. I just can't get on that train. I, I can't respect him. I just, it's just not conducive to what I was raised on. It was not something I was raised on. I agree, Earl 100. Yep, yep, Jeffrey. I can't. I, you know, as a person, as a wrestling fan, and looking at it from every angle and every aspect of it, I just can't. I just, I just cannot get on board with Moxley being a champion. I can't respect it, and I will not respect it unless something changes. You can't keep doing interference in matches. It's just, it's not look. It does not good. It does not look good on a champion. It just doesn't. And like I said, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to downplay your thoughts. I'm not going to do that. On an entertainment level, I gave the match a five. The match gets a five. I didn't like the ending. The ending sucked. The ending was just like every other ending. Sucked. Sucked. It was whack. It is a word I haven't used in a while. It was whack. The ending was whack. It was whack. All right. All right, folks. So that was Dynasty. That was Dynasty. That was my thoughts on Dynasty. That was Dynasty. All right, folks. All right. I was going to give you a Dynamite review. I was going to give you some wrestling news, but we are running on empty here. We have talked about this pay per view for an hour, and I think it's time for me to wrap it up. So I'm sorry I couldn't give you. Well, I'll give it to you quickly. Dynamite was great last night. The show was solid. The matches were okay for what it was. I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was terrible. It was good for what it was. It was good for what it was in Baltimore, Maryland last night. The fallout from Dynasty was great. I gave the show a solid B, and that's the best I can do about it. That's the best I can do about it. So that was it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for the wrestling experience. That's gonna do it. Um, I'm gonna be back in cyberspace just 24 hours from now. 24 hours from now, as I present to you Friday Night SmackDown from the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. So that is tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. We hope that you'll tune in for that telecast. And as I bring to you 3 hours of a weekly episodic television show known as SmackDown on the USA Network, it's the final SmackDown before SmackDown hits to Vegas next weekend for WrestleMania. And it's going to be great. Um, Jeffrey said Dynamite was a B at best. Yes, Jeffrey, I agree. You will never see WWE not show their champions on TV and pay per view. That's correct. That is correct. Yeah, Dynamite was a B at best. All right, folks. So that's going to do it. That is going to do it for me and the wrestling experience. I want to thank everyone that was in the chat. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate it. You can watch the encore presentation of the show in its entirety on my YouTube channel, just like all my videos. You can watch in its entirety on my channel, and you can be a part of it all. You'll be part of it all. Just go back on my channel and rewind it, whatever you want to watch. And hit the like button when you do it. Hit the like button because it's very important that you hit that like button. Very important, very crucial, very critical. And your opinion matters. So anyway, everyone, I hope everyone has a great Thursday. Thank you again for watching the wrestling experience. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow night with WWE Dynamite. Great show, Earl. Very informative. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Jeffrey, for being a loyal soldier. Thank you to AK. Thank you to everybody that's in the chat. And thank you all for watching the Wrestling Experience. I'm Earl Cole. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow night for for WWE SmackDown. Until then, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and thank you for watching and embracing and loving and supporting the Wrestling Experience.